I don't know what's going on, but can you guys hear me? Margie, can you hear me? Margie? So, can you hear me? Yes. Hey, Kim Horn. Kim Horn. Okay, so I'm gonna take this Rex out.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there it is. Hold on, let me take you out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, because I was running 2 cameras, but the one with the sound I didn't have brought up yet. So sorry about that.
All right, so we got everything clear. This is what happened. This is what a gnome looks like after 8 hours of driving. So hot.
You are hot.
That's right.
That's right.
Kim Horn.
Anyway.
Kim Horn.
Did you keep everybody updated what was going on here?
Kim Horn. Kim Horn. Wait, no. Sorry. Kim, I'm going to call you in a little bit. We need to. I want to talk to you, so I'll call you in a little bit.
He doesn't want to talk to me. He wants to talk to you.
It's been a day. Why am I even up here with my shirt off?
Because that's a whole lot of sexy right there. That's what. Woohoo! Look at the guns. Look at the guns.
That's why I'm on an army base, because these are weapons of mass destruction.
That's right. That's right. And they're registered.
They are. Let me put a shirt on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, actually, I'm not even on your show. This is you and your very super special, amazing, wonderful guest. So I'm just going to go away now.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I actually have 2 cameras set up, and I'll let you know in just a second. I have the awesome Mary Lynn Bast, or Best, on the show with me tonight. She is part of Horn Paranormal, and she's an amazing lady and does some amazing art. And we're going to do live intuitive art for everyone tonight. So, hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Kimberly, for being here. Who else have I forgot? If I forgot anybody, I am so sorry. Margie. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to bring her up right now. Here we go. Technical difficulties. Isn't this
right?
Great?
Trying to get everything set up now.
I had it going, but I had the wrong camera up, so the camera I didn't have up wasn't doing any sound, and so yeah. But the miracles of modern technology. What can we say?
Oh, by the way, you can go ahead and turn your other camera on. Just leave that one camera with the mic on too.
Yes.
Yep. I have a shirt on now. I have a shirt.
Okay.
On. So, yep. Bring it up, and then I'll bring it up.
All righty. Okay. Mary Lynn's getting her set. Let me get mine set here right quick. Extra camera. That would be it. Share. Did you, there we go. Okay. Can you still hear me? That's all I want to know. Okay, yes. Good. Because this one, there we go. So you can see what I'm going to be doing, just like you can see what Mary is going to be doing. Hi, Mary. Thank you, Mary Lynn, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be fun. Even though with the technical difficulties, but hey, it's all part of the experience.
It is.
So first thing, since I know a lot about you, and I want to make sure everybody else knows everything about you, please tell them a little bit about yourself and what tonight.
Well, Mary Lynn Bast. I am a psychic medium. I've been pretty much doing this all my life. Found out about the age of 4 that I could speak with people from the other side. So it's been something all my life. I'm a Reiki master. I also do chakra balancing, chakra clearing. I'm also a certified spiritual guide. Pretty much all around doing everything. And then I just started, I'm also an author of paranormal fantasies. I've got 10 books published. And then just started doing my paint pouring and realized that it was kind of intuitive. So just started really concentrating on that, and it's come alive.
And it has. She just sent me some beautiful pictures. Now I got to find wall space.
I know you were expecting one. You got a set of 4.
I opened that up. I'm going, oh, that is just way too awesome. Now I got to find a place to put them.
Right.
They'll go in my studio once I get my studio done.
Yep. With my walls, my husband's saying that we're just going to keep switching everything out.
And, I actually do that. It's like changing my living room around, which my wife hates, but I hate it being the same all the time.
Yep.
I got to change it around. And I do the same with the pictures. So
yep.
This is such a cool idea. I mean, this is the first time me, besides doing a show or anything, drawing live, but I had, before the show started, I don't know if it's somebody that's going to be watching, but something came through, a picture that has come to me. I'm going to try my darndest. Well, I should be able to get done in hours. How does yours come to you? I mean, mine's a little bit different. I know when I sit down to draw something, all of a sudden it'll hit me and I'll go, oh my gosh, I know this picture's for somebody, whether I've met that person or not so far. That's how mine comes through to me. I mean,
that's kind of what mine have done. But I've started so what really got me going is Kim Horn is on. She's in chat with us. So she was actually in New Orleans and I was doing a pour and I knew it, I was thinking of her as I was doing it. And just all this stuff started coming out. So I called her and sent her a picture of what it looked like. And it was relevant to everything that she was doing. She was there at the Marie Laveau house. And so everything that came through with it was just awesome. And so it just started, whenever I started thinking about people, things would start coming through on it that was relevant to that person. So that's where I started doing, send me a picture. I can look at somebody or think about somebody wherever they're at, think about it, and it comes through on the painting. That's like with Scott. With him, I did a intuitive pour. It was a Firebird. It was the and that was something that I wasn't really thinking about it. And come to find out, he has one on his back. And I didn't know he had the tattoo there.
That's awesome. Kimberly, yes, you did send me the most recent event poster. I sent it off to Brandon so we can get that up in a little while. And thank you so much to Mary Lynn and Kimberly and Scott for let me be a part of this awesome event coming up, Spirits of Deadwood, and I'm on the poster. I'm as giddy as a little schoolgirl. I mean, oh my God, So
we're going to put you to work while we're there. Rex is actually going to do his podcast from there. So excited about that. Yeah,
I'm. Again, this all comes down to meeting all of you at South Carolina. I mean, I've been so blessed since I've met you guys, and it's been a snowball effect, and I'm ready for this. Let's just keep going.
Because I was telling Kim the other day, just looking at my Facebook, it's like it's nothing but paranormal because everything that's on there is all paranormal. It's like, so it's cool. I love it. So
let's see. Reflections of Paranormal. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Kimberly says, of course, we really appreciate you coming and doing this for us. Man, I am so honored. It hasn't quite sunk in yet.
Right. So I can't see chat with my setup because my computer is all the way over there. So I can't see who's in chat. I have you up on the monitor so I can actually see the screen.
And I got mine on my little laptop here, and I'm, the old bifocals going back and forth to make sure, I'm showing my age right now. Pretty soon I'm going to start doing this.
Well, hey, I've got the trifocals, so.
So has anything come through for you so far on what you?
For me, it's just a matter of I'll grab some colors and just start putting it on. And then when somebody pops in, they'll see, if they start making comments that it may be relevant to them. So just never know. It's just I have the person grab 2 or 3 colors or tell me what they want, and I'll just start putting it on.
Excellent. So you heard what Mary Lynn said. If something comes across and you have, send it out to her.
Yep. So let me grab my hairdryer because that's one of my tools that I use to move the paint.
Okay, everybody. If you've got my book, if you read my bio and stuff, I am pen to paper. I do not do digital. I can. I prefer not to. I think it takes a lot of the creativity out of it. Nothing against anybody that uses digital. I'm not knocking anybody. It's just not for me. I get more personal and into the picture by doing it, I guess, the old-fashioned way. So I don't know. Hopefully you can see on my camera. I'll start hardlining stuff here in a minute, and you'll be able to see more of it. But I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just talk here. And if you have questions, please ask. If I don't have an answer, I'll make one up. So that's just how it goes. And everybody knows the show. It's all laid back. We just have fun. We love the interaction with everybody. And we're just going to go at it.
So my tools of the trade is literally a hairdryer. And then I also have the world's smallest leaf blower. It's literally the shape of a leaf blower.
Oh my gosh.
So that gets into
awesome.
Little places.
That's awesome. I need a bigger tip pen. So everybody, I'll just grab back and forth. I don't use anything special. There are certain pens and that I'll use. I've used from the most expensive Copic pens up to really cheap. And I kind of gotten in between. There are certain ones that I'm kind of heavy-handed, so I ruin a lot of tips on on my permanent marker. But I'll show you right quick. This is just like my bag that I have, my zipper bag of the different colors that I want to use or will use. Most of the time, it's this. And these are all nothing but anywhere from a 0.03 or 0.05 up to actually a 1 for the size tips of the pen. I mean, I could show you the smallest ones I use, but you wouldn't be able to see the tip of the pen. So trust me, they're tiny. So that's what I use most of the time. And then I just let it go from there. So one of my favorite outliners is my Identi pen. And I use stuff that is permanent and indelible and will last. It won't fade over time. So I'm just going to start outlining my process here. So it'll be easier for you to see. And you can jump in whenever you want, Mary Lynn.
Yeah, I was going to say, while you do that, so what I'm doing is whenever I do my paints, it actually takes me the day before, probably about 6 to 7 hours of getting all of my paints together. As you can see, all the different colors that I have back here. So I do my own paint pour base, and then I mix the colors, and then I test the consistency because they all have to be about the same. Because if you don't have the same consistency, then the heavier colors is going to sink to the bottom. Sometimes that does some really cool effects, but a lot of times you lose what you're trying to accomplish on the canvas. Right.
And I started paint pouring a little bit a year ago. And as well as you know, it's expensive.
It can be, yes.
Yes.
Well, now you can do the dollar store paints, but you're not going to get that good of quality, and they just don't seem to hold up, and you don't get consistency on coloring.
No.
me is like whenever I do a commission painting, I use the Amsterdam, and I do have the Artist Loft professional grade. So anything that's a level 2 and 3 is what I started using. So that way it's consistent and it actually holds up in when you have even if it's indirect sunlight, that'll affect your pictures and your paintings.
Right.
And you went to school for this, didn't you?
Yes, I did. But didn't start using it till just a few years ago.
Oh, nice.
As most people know, I went into law enforcement, and which I did not go to school. Sorry about the dogs.
Fine.
My neighbors have very noisy dogs, as you can tell.
I just got the husband in the background making pizza.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So this is Patrick.
Hi.
So he's there, but you can see there.
Okay, cool.
All right. So somebody from I can't see the chat. So somebody throw
I'm
out
sorry.
3 colors.
Let's see. Love the leaf blower. Yes. And how is your headache? Kimberly, oh my gosh, I still have it, blah, blah, blah. So anybody that's watching, throw out 3 colors for Mary Lynn. First come, first serve.
And then what I'm doing here is this is it's just a light they use it for like a kitchen, and all it does is I blow it across the paint and it pops any bubbles that are inside.
Reflections of Paranormal just said, wow, look at everybody. Purple, red, and green. Marjorie, green, purple, blue, brown, and yellow. And Kim said purple, blue, and green.
Sounds like purple, blue, and green are the prevalent.
Purple and green is the biggest one so far.
So purple.
And then red has been brought up, blue has been brought up, brown, yellow. Yes.
So I'll
But
do a
purple-
brown and yellow with gold on another one, because if I put them in right now, it'll kind of muddy the colors won't mix very well.
I'm sorry, my lines are really bad, people, and I'm sorry. My hands are shaking. So bear with me.
So what do you have in mind on yours?
Well, before I started, it came to me earlier today, and it's been one hell of a day. The first thing that came up was moon, a crescent moon to be specific. So and then, hun, no, I haven't. Okay. Neighbor kids. Anyway, a crescent moon came to mind. So it started with that, and then the more as the day went on, I love drawing trees, and my trees are not your typical what you usually see. Well, you've seen some of my stuff. They're not. There's more detail in it, and that's what came up. And to tell you the truth, the picture is going to have the crescent moon with the tree on the inside of the crescent moon. Then hanging off the branches are going to be the planets, like Christmas decorations hanging off the Christmas tree.
That's cool.
Why, I don't know. That's what came up, and I'm going, okay, I'm pretty sure I can draw that. So.
Oh yeah, that's going to be cool. And I do get really into my work, so I'll get it all over me. My husband will always check me for going somewhere. I usually have something on my face or on my hands.
Well, you're not doing it if you don't get it all over.
Right.
Because then it's just not any fun. And people are watching, and some of them have seen my work. I do a lot of, I guess they call it Zen tangles and different kinds of patterns that I put into things. It makes everything stand out even more. So I'm going to do what I do call my crosshatch work. And when people see it, think I actually use a ruler. Well, now you can see me right here. I won't be using a ruler. And this is, I'm going to start to do the fill in the moon.
So can you see what, so right now I just took and just kind of poured them in. There's just really not, I just pour them on and then just start moving it around.
What's your medium that you use to get its consistency?
So the medium I use is actually glue all from Elmer's Glue All, and then I use water. And then I do the different paints. You can use different types of paints, but just the consistency is the major thing. So glue all and just whatever paint I use. Most of it is the Amsterdam and Artist Loft. But the glue all is 1.5.
Flood. I use the medium Flood.
Oh, okay.
And
that's Floetrol. That's Floetrol, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. I have used that, and that'll create some of the cells.
Let's see. I had a question asked to me here. Kimberly, Rex, do you have Norse background? I will explain in a minute. Yes, and actually, my son has traced our heritage back. He's found our clan and our colors for our kilt, which we'll be wearing at his wedding. Yes, we will be wearing quilts. But yes, I do have a Norse background. If anybody can see, you see how there, the crosshatch work I'm doing, if it'll focus. Sorry. I mean, there we go. And I'm using a 0.1 fine tip pen on it. And if you can see me here, I am just cross-hatching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to get the pattern that I want. Actually, I don't actually go for a pattern, but the funny thing is when I do it, I count the lines. So when you're counting the lines, what does it do? Is it just kind of in your mind, just something to do, or? I don't know. It's the same thing. If I walk steps, I count them. Okay. I don't, and it's every time I start doing the lines. I mean, I do ones that are, all circled and squiggly and everything, but I don't count them. But once I start doing the straight lines, it doesn't matter how I'll go, stop counting them, but it doesn't last for very long. And then I just start counting them again. And the kids next door are got boxing gloves on and they're beating up the garbage can. They're just creating an ambiance. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to stop because as I'm doing it, so I'll pour, and then if something starts coming out, I'll see something. Like right now, I see like a frog that's looking up. You can see underneath and see his eye. It's right here. I don't know. Oh, that is cool. Yes. So little things will start coming through it. And then even on this, after I'm finished, because what the paint does is it's going to continue over the edges, and it still continues to pull on what's there because it levels it out. It's self-leveling, and it'll kind of continue to pull. So the paint still continues to move. I've got a question for everybody. Before I start drawing the tree, I can make it like sepia tone or a brown or black. Would you rather see me do the tree in color? Personally, I would say color. That's what I was heading for. Reflections of Paranormal wants me to do SEPA,
Want
which
you to
I do
what?
have. SEPA tone,
Right.
which I do have pins for that. Kim says color. Actually, I can do both because I can use the SEPA as an accent to make it the tree even stand out even more. Does that work for everybody? I can use both.
You know, I'm going to have to take one of your drawings and get a tattoo of it.
I'd be flattered.
I'm trying to talk my husband into a tattoo, but he won't. He's in there saying no.
I'm afraid of needles, so I can't get it. Oh, wait a minute.
I was going to say, you have a tattoo.
17, I think, is my last count.
Oh, wow. Well, mine is kind of one big continuous one because I have it on my full sleeve, so I don't know how many I have.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, that's what we'll do then. I will use both color and SEPA.
So, and this is how it ended.
Oh, I love that. That is really...
So I'm gonna go set it on the table and let it settle down.
Settle down now.
It did, yeah. See, I get into my work.
I'm actually going to move that. I don't know why I kept the whole drawing pad up here in front of me. And can everybody see what I'm...
Yes, I can see.
So you can see what I'm actually drawing.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I want to try to do is get a camera that's pointing here and then one where I can see all the comments. So we had someone that said brown.
Yes. Let me scroll back here just a second. It says her comments disappeared. What? They're all still up there, hun.
Well, I can't see because my screen, the way it's set up, so I can't see.
Yeah, they're all still up there on my end, Margie. And Angel, thank you. I hope you're impressed with the picture when I get done. Yes, green, purple, blue. Oh, great. Kids are crying. Oh, I love my neighborhood. Green, purple, blue, brown, and yellow. And red was the other one that we've gotten so far.
All right, so I'm going to do the brown, kind of a tan color, and then copper with yellow.
And at the end of the show, we'll auction these off to the highest bidder.
There you go.
I mean,
well, I think on Branda's show last time I did 5 different paintings, and we did it auction style.
I'll do it with this one. I mean, I'll only be able to get one done in that 2 hours time frame.
And then, so what I'm doing here is I'm pouring a base onto the canvas, because if I don't, whenever I put the colors on, they'll roll over each other because it needs to stick to the canvas. So that's why I put a base on it first, so that way the rest of it will slide it across the top.
And you said that you've started drawing on top of your paint pouring now, correct?
Yes, I did. I actually did the Phoenix. That was a pour on the bottom of it. And then I did the drawing on the top of it. Hey, Pat, can you bring me the crow?
And the Phoenix?
Sure. He's going to be my Vanna White tonight.
Haha, yes.
Get the one that's in the bedroom in the on the bookshelf.
You're much prettier than Pat Sajak, and you don't have a big a melon as Pat Sajak does.
Well,
That
thank
boy's
you.
one giant melon. He's all head.
Right. So
So if
here
everybody's, go ahead. I'm sorry. There it is.
is the base, and what I did
Yes.
is made it look like a flag, and then I painted the crow over a hand drawing on that. So the bottom of it, the base is a pour. And this one is a print of the original paint because Scott Horn got the original, but this is a.
That is absolutely gorgeous. I love that.
So when on Scott's, it's actually kind of almost like 3D on his because I did about 15 layers of painting just to get that effect.
Oh, that is so cool.
So Scott is very proud of his painting.
As he should. As he should. You do some amazing work.
If anybody's interested. I help promote.
So yes, anything on because I do have my website where I have those posted. I'm still in the process of getting that put together. I can also do prints if you see something you like, and I can do a print of it as well.
I've started doing that too.
You could, yeah.
I'm started making prints because people that do know what I do and some that don't, I am not that artist that's going to keep doing the same picture over and over and over and over again. I don't want to be that person. So once I draw a picture for somebody, I'm one and done. And it's original and be original forever. But I have started making prints because of course I take pictures of everything I do. And
I can't remember her name. Terry Rizzo, I believe, had this one just done for me. She did a shirt with the Phoenix on it, so it's my shirt.
That's my shirt.
Let's see, Marjorie, you said your website isn't up yet, correct?
It is up. It's artbymarylynn.com. So I am still adding stuff. So I don't have my prices or anything on there. So just reach out to me, marylbast@gmail.com. Okay.
Did you get that, Mary or Margie? Oh, geez, I am so sorry. Bye, folks. Here we go. Everybody, I do not have a website. I just have my Facebook page. I haven't posted really anything new on it in a while. But please check it out, Unexplainable Art. There is a lot of stuff on there that I still do have. If I don't, I will let you know, and I can do a print up if there's anything that you would like. Pricing, just shoot me an email. The price anymore depends on, well, art supplies are just ridiculous, especially paper right now. The price that they want for paper. And the paper I used is premium watercolor paper.
Yeah.
So I go by the time and effort and how much material I use.
Yes. And that's the same thing with me is the size of the canvas and how much paint and how long it takes me, the details. Because I can, on the bigger canvases, I can use up to 60 ounces of paint to be able to do a paint pour.
Oh. Oh.
So this, Pat's bringing in another painting that I did. This one is a paint pour in the background, and then I did a wolf on the top of it, and I'm turning it into a tabletop. So this has resin on the top, and we're in the process of doing it.
Oh, wow.
Of course, you get such a glare because it's got such a good resin.
You can still see it though. It looks amazing.
But when you look in it, when you get the right angles, because the gold that I used in it glitters, so it looks really cool.
That is wow. That is really, really beautiful.
It's getting heavier with all the resin on it.
Uh-huh. All right. So I'm going to get loud for just a second.
Okay. Drama.
So here you can see, if I tilt it too much, this is where the lacing and the cells come in. So it depends on using Floetrol, like you were talking about the flood. That makes sometimes the cells in it, but also the viscosity of the paint. If you use a high viscosity and a low viscosity together, this is how they react.
As soon as I get the moon filled in here, if anybody wants to see, I'll go in and grab some of the newer stuff that I've done. If anybody wants to see them.
Of course.
I'm doing a show, okay? I'm doing a live show right now, okay?
So on here, I actually have what looks almost like a turtle's head or even a snake. It depends on how you look at it, because it even has the physical eye that's already there. And it looks reptilian. So these are the brown, the green, the copper, yellow, and the tan. And then I used a little bit of white. So 2 different colors of green. And then you can see the thing here. I have a Lazy Susan where I can turn it, and it makes it to where I can do my painting a lot easier and get all sides without having to chase it around the board.
Which I do not, so I have to chase it around the board. Let's see. Yes, I'll bring some of my pictures out. Give me about probably 5 more minutes and I'll have the moon filled in here. And I'll bring some of them out. I can actually reveal the cover of my new book if everybody would like to see it. And hopefully it'll be in print and out by the end of the month. That's what I'm shooting for. It just depends.
And if you haven't seen him, Rex does excellent art. He sent me his book with the personalized signature. So thank you for that. And it's just beautiful artwork.
You're very welcome. Thank you. That means the world to me. You know, I guess I've got about 54 years in.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, I had to be, my mid 50s before I actually got to start to enjoy it and be able to do it.
But sometimes if you start it and it's not the right time, then you're not going to enjoy it. And it'll be something that you don't want to do later because it didn't work out before. So this is the perfect time.
It is. And to make a long story short, a little over 30 years ago, I just quit drawing. I lost my faith and ability in drawing. My kids are 27 and 30, and by the time I started drawing again, they had no idea that I could draw.
Right.
And so it was about 2016. I was just sitting there, and this is so cliche, an epiphany that just said, "Hey, Candy, if I'm not mistaken, the Norse related gods to the planets. It's been a while since I've studied them." Thank you, Angel. I mumble. I'm reading everybody's stuff here. Yes, we're having a great evening. Thank you very much. Rocks and roots as well. Yes, I will put those on there as well. Always have my roots on there.
And so for me, sometimes if the middle is not as creative as I would like for it to be, I'll just sometimes take one of my little palette knives and just do some little swirls in it. So the person that asked for the browns and the green, they have something that is nature-wise, it's related to them, but it's also there are reptilian that's around them. So do they have a snake or do they have a lizard or something like that?
That would be me, but I'm not the one that come up with the colors.
Right. So the person that came up with the colors, that's associated with them because I'm getting a lot of reptilian in here.
Margie, did you hear that, hon?
And this is how this one turned out.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Can't tilt it too much or else it moves.
Margie said yes, more earthworms and frogs.
Okay.
And Kimberly Horn says Margie said earthworms. And don't worry, we won't run short of time since I'm the only show that's on.
Okay.
So, I mean.
And I can go for hours on painting. I
can too. I haven't got to draw much.
Yeah, believe me, she can't.
I've done very little drawing in the last couple of weeks. Not because I got tired of it, it was because of unforeseen circumstances.
Right.
So yeah, I will I'll stay on until this picture is completed.
Oh, good. Well, I will stay on with you.
All right. Like I said, everybody, as soon as I get the Angel says turquoise, purple, and gold. Ooh.
What shade of purple?
We'll see here what she comes back with. I'm almost done filling in the moon here.
I'm going to grab just the purple and the lavender.
Eggplant, deep purple. That's what Kimberly said.
Okay.
And Angel said the same thing, deep purple.
Okay.
I am so sorry if anybody heard that. The neighbor kids are dropping the F-bomb. Yes, those are my wind chimes. I have
Sometimes.
all over on my porch. my covered deck. I'm sorry. I used to have a porch and I had it tore off, and the Amish put on this big, beautiful deck for me. And I love coming out here and working.
Well, it must be pretty nice. What's the temperature there?
Probably mid 70s, and there's a breeze.
Oh wow.
But no humidity today, or I'd be stuck in my little area in the living room drawing right now if it was
Right.
humid out there. All right, everybody, that's what I've got done so far.
Very cool.
So I got the crosshatch done on that, and I promised everybody. Oh dang, you are lucky. I will run in and I will grab some of my newer work, and I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I need to set it up to where I can see you guys' comments, because right now I can't. But so what I'm doing here is, again, getting the canvas covered, and I'm going to try to do something a little different. So whenever I'm doing these, I really never know what's going to come of it. Kind of an idea, just the color combinations, but I never know what's going to come through on the paintings themselves. And I can do two side by side at the exact same time, pouring the same paints, and they're never the same. So on this one, I think I'm going to try to spin it and see how big of a mess I can make. So I do the bottom of my base is usually the darker color against the white.
I'm back.
I'll put a little bit of gold.
Okay, let me see here. First thing I'll show you. This will be the cover of my new book. Get it all in there so everybody can see it. Can you see the whole thing?
Yes.
This will be the cover of my new book. If anybody's heard about my first book, it's Unexplainable Art in Black and White, which my lovely wife gave the title to. And I decided on my second book that it would be colored. And there are some of the pictures that will be in that book that I put 60 hours worth of time in, just on a single picture.
Wow.
Marjorie Linnell, sweetheart, she came up with the name of my second book, and it will be called Unexplainable Art, Emerging Colors. And people are asking all the time, why do you do skulls? Well, beauty goes beyond skin deep, as far as I'm concerned. And everybody's got a skull.
That's
so
true.
Everything, I don't make, when I do my skulls and stuff, I don't make them evil looking. I do I make them beautiful. I put a lot of thought into them. There's flowers, there's hummingbirds, and so on, just like in the one I just showed you. And this one I actually just started the other day. So this is what this one that I've got so far. And of course, it's a skull again, but it's got all the flowers that'll be around it. And I'll just show you a couple of pictures that will be in the new book. Let's see. The sound.
It's taking off.
Okay, to show you here, this picture here Put a lot of time into it. Hopefully it won't have a friction on it. And if you've seen my first book or any of my work, this is all dots. This whole picture is done with dots. There's very little hard lines in it. I use pointillism. You could call it stippling. I don't, because that's not what I learned when I was in school. I call it pointillism. And I use it because I get, like in this one here, the depth and the shading. I can get so much more detail in it by using just dots. And the two I just showed you will be in the book. And here's, I'll show you this one. I actually just finished. The skull itself is all circles. These are all circles inside of it. And then I did the crosshatch on the back. And for some reason, I wanted to put color on the top.
That was cool.
Thank you.
Did you do the background on it? Look like it was marble?
Nope, that's all crosshatch.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Just like I did on the moon here.
That's cool.
So that's just some of my stuff, people. I mean, I could bring out a whole heck of a lot more than that.
Yeah, I have a whole shelf in the garage that's just lined with paints.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Love the skulls and flowers. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Reflections of the Paranormal. I try hard. I love what I do. And I could show you stuff from 2016, but I wouldn't dare. Because like I tell everybody, it sounds conceited, but stuff from 2016 till 2023 would be comparing preschool to Da Vinci. So my stuff has really come a long ways since 2016. I amaze myself some days on the stuff that I end up turning out, and I'm blessed. And then I'm blessed I get to do artwork with Mary Lynn. This is just way too cool. All right.
I don't know if you can see it, but the colors are more vibrant in person. But it shimmers with the gold. So this
okay.
look like a flower.
That's really neat. Vicky says, absolutely beautiful, Marilyn.
Thank you.
All right, I'm starting. I got my sepia color here. And I want to decide what color do you guys want for me to incorporate into the tree. I'm very unconventional. I'm just not going to do green. I mean, I can if that's what you guys want.
My go-to would be purple.
Good call. I got orange, so I got orange and purple. I've got like a lavender and a deep purple.
The deep purple.
Deep purple?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And red.
Okay.
I actually do have copper that I could put in the picture. I think I'll put the copper in instead of the red. It's going to be tricky, but I can get it done. All right. Here we go. I'm going to start putting the tree in. And like I said, my trees are very not your typical tree. And I'm actually going to go to a bigger tip pen for that, for my original outline. Sorry about that.
All right, so I need some more colors.
More colors. Thank you, Angel. I was just thinking that. I was going to actually add the copper to the moon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
Great minds think alike. There we go. That's much better. I've never heard so much crying. You think I was at a Beatles concert? Boy, that shows my age now, doesn't it? Oh. Watching you two inspired me to write this. Oh, Marjorie wrote something for us. Marjorie says, watching you two inspired me to write this. Just as an artist covers a canvas, so does love blanket the soul. For the artist creates from within, and the paint floods the canvas to reveal its masterpiece. Color brings all things to life. Love comes from all. It comes from all around us, everywhere. And the heart serves as a magnet. And when shared, sorry, I got a reflection. And the heart serves as a magnet. And when shared, genuine love floods the soul to reveal the true soul, which too is an original masterpiece. Marjorie Linnell, thank you so much. That's
very cool.
Absolutely beautiful.
All right, that gave me chills.
I did.
All right, so here you see I have a different set of bottles. These are the ones that I have for whenever I'm doing just the basic clay pouring. These are whenever I'm doing, these have my more expensive paints in them, so I have them labeled specially because I know the way they react with each other. So that's when I was talking about the viscosity, using the heavier and using the lighter, so that way I get the different reactions. So I have like the ones that the 1 is the lighter viscosity, and the 2 is the heavier. So I layer them on there so that way I get the cells.
I understand completely. I've done the same thing. I got some of them labeled, but I got to the point where I wasn't selling anything, and it was costing me way too much money to keep going out and buying stuff. Because I told you what I'm going to do for my next one. I'm going to do it on a window again.
Right. Well, I've actually started doing the light switches and stuff like that as well, and I'm also doing coasters.
I seen the light switch. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was so those are glow in the dark.
Oh, that's even cooler yet.
Yeah, my husband has his room. He has his game room, so we put up the black lights up in there. So whenever he's in there playing, so all of the paintings I've done for him are all glow in the dark.
That is so cool. Does he sit in there and listen to Pink Floyd and stuff?
I don't know if he has. Pat, when you're in your game room, do you listen to Pink Floyd?
What?
When you're in your game room, do you listen to Pink Floyd?
No.
He said
No.
no.
I could.
He could.
I could, yes. All right, there is the outline of my tree. And we will start let's start Go with the deep purple.
So, and sometimes whenever I'm doing these, some shapes will come in here that are, Kim likes to point out to me that are not kid friendly.
Oh, that's all right. It's an adult show.
Yeah, I think one night we had she was sending me pictures of everything that was circled, and it was hilarious.
I've had people do that, come up and go, do you know that there's a penis in your picture? I'm going, excuse me?
Yep.
Yeah, right here, look. And I'm going, oh my gosh, really?
It's all in the eye of the beholder. So this one, the paint is a lot thinner because of the base and stuff that I use. And so it flows a lot easier. So I use my world's smallest leaf blower.
And it sounds like a little leaf blower.
Uh-huh. You can see on here, because of the paint is a lot thinner, it flows a lot faster across the canvas.
Is that like your 5th picture already?
My 4th one.
This isn't a race. This isn't a contest.
I'm winning.
Yes, you are. I was just going to say that. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby.
Right. So, and what I use in this one, there is a different mixture. So it has, this one's more expensive. So I use a golden high gloss. So whenever it dries, it actually has a gloss to it. So I can either spray it if I want to seal it, or so some people will go and put resin on top of them as well. But you don't have to when you mix the gloss into the paint.
I found that out.
Yeah.
The hard way.
Oh no.
Yeah.
See how the colors are blending? I love how it looks.
Oh, yes.
And for me, I just kind of move it around and, oh, I'm going to stop. Because for me, it looks like a man's head right there and his arm hanging behind him. So I'm done.
So if anybody has any comments and they think of the purple in the tree so far and what they think of it.
So what colors would you like?
Would I like or your husband?
Anybody?
Vicky said purple, turquoise, and pink.
Okay.
So
Rex,
yeah.
Rex. So
Yes.
maybe something like this,
Let me bring it up full screen so I can see it.
or like
Give me
this.
just a sec here.
Those are my coasters.
Those are 4-inch ceramic tiles that she does as well.
Oh, though that's cool. Those
I've
are
got
really
many more I
beautiful.
can show too.
So he's my Vanna White tonight.
Here's my Vanna White.
So that was turquoise.
Turquoise, purple, and pink.
Rex.
Yes.
Also, do you need any light switch covers?
He saw
Probably when I get my oh, those are awesome. Get my studio done. Yes, I will
They
need
have
some.
fluorescent light one, green and yellow ones for the game room. So they are miraculous. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, so I have the pink, the turquoise, and I'm sorry, what other color?
Pink, turquoise, and purple.
Purple. Okay.
That's the
What
color
should
of the night. I think Vicky said earlier, Vicky, you like deep purple, right?
Okay.
I believe if I was reading it right. We'll find out here in a second.
Can you clear a space over there for me?
Mhm.
Guys! They're kicking each other with a baseball bat. What are you, some sort of wild animal? I apologize for this.
You were fine.
If there was nobody outside, those dogs wouldn't make a sound.
Hey, right? How do you find your live stream on YouTube? Pat's trying to watch. Rex,
Yes.
how do you find your live stream? He's trying to watch on YouTube.
It should be under Supernatural Inc. Try under there.
Okay, cool.
My wife came out. She was going to go over there.
Supernatural pudding.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, we should be live streaming on YouTube.
So for a contrasting color, I'm going to use a lime green.
Ah, yes. Mary Lynn, what's your most memorable supernatural paranormal experience that you've ever had?
Well, for me, it's they're all unique, but for the most memorable one for me was whenever I first started doing investigations on houses. Literally had a entity come through a mirror that was a portal at that house and try to push me down the stairs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he went flying by me and it almost pushed me down. So that's the only time that I know you had mentioned before about being scared.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think I was scared, but yeah, it scared me.
And rightfully so.
Yep. And I think for me, the most memorable, I was actually at Trans Allegheny with the group Horn Paranormal, Dark 30. Brandon was there with us. Soul Connection, Jim and Melissa. We were doing down in the lobotomy area.
Okay.
And for me being a psychic medium, I could see everybody that was down there. Very emotional for me.
Oh my goodness, I can imagine.
And so I usually don't walk out of an investigation, but or leave, but I had to go outside and kind of reset. So for me, that's memorable for me.
I understand completely. I've had one or two of those where it was so overwhelming. It was suffocating.
Right. So what has been your most memorable?
Oh man. Let's see. One of my most memorable it was a private investigation. And this is when it was just me and my two boys. And this brother and sister were getting the family farm ready to sell. And their father had died out in the field under very strange circumstances. What the official report was on it didn't consist with what had happened and how he was discovered. But they had brought us in and they wanted us to investigate the house and the barn. And so we got there, and right away we go out to the barn, and you can hear somebody walking up in the loft, and the hay actually falling through the cracks of the boards. So my two boys go and jump right up in there, and there's nobody there.
Right.
So we left recorders running out there when we were investigating the house, and we caught a piano being played. The nearest neighbor was 6 miles away.
Wow.
And you can hear this piano being played. I mean, and it's just not for a minute or so. It's an hour long.
Right.
You can hear the piano being played in this barn because you can hear the cows mooing.
Oh, geez.
They still had cattle there. So about 1 o'clock in the morning, my youngest ended up leaving, and my oldest, Christopher, and I were still there. And the house was kind of in disarray because they were getting everything together and trying to get stuff moved and packed. And so the dad's recliner, their father's recliner, was in the kitchen. And I'd set up our nerve center there. So all my IR cameras and stuff were running, and I had them up on the screen. There were 6 of them going. So Chris said, well, I'm gonna take a quick cat nap. And so this was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, because we'd been going strong since about 7 o'clock. I said, okay, I'm gonna recline in this recliner, which was obviously not made for me because my legs hung over the end of it about 1.5 feet, 2 foot. But I reclined in the chair, not all the way, so I could still watch the monitors. And while I was watching the monitors, I became somebody else.
So you were
I became their father.
Okay.
I could see everything through his eyes. I could see him. And they told me nothing about their dad. I'd never seen a picture of him, only about his strange occurrences with his death. There wasn't any pictures in the house. I had no idea what he looked like, and I didn't even know his name. I didn't, because when I go into investigation, all that stuff, because then you get a preconception of everything before you go in and start your investigation. So I'm seeing this, and I am absolutely filled with absolute happiness and joy and the euphoria that I felt. I mean, I'm seeing the vacations that they took.
Oh, wow.
When they went to the Grand Canyon, all these places that they went to, and this god awful straw hat that he would wear all the time. And he would, look like the typical tourist, socks up to his knees, up to his board or his, cargo shorts with sandals, and he's wearing socks. And, just the most audacious shirts that I would never wear. Well, yeah, I would. And it was amazing. And I ended up coming back, and I know, and I'm looking at the monitors, and I have this smile and this overwhelming happiness that I'd never felt before. And I could not get rid. I didn't want it to leave. I was so happy in all this that this man showed me. And what I didn't realize is when I came back, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Christopher was still asleep in the couch in the other room. Wow. So it went on for a little over 3 hours. And after that, I went in and woke Chris up, and he goes, "Oh my gosh." He goes, "I even had an alarm set." And I said, "Man, you won't believe what just happened to me." And I told him about it. So after we got all the evidence together, the brother and sister come over to my house, and we showed them the evidence. And I started telling them what I experienced. And the brother and sister just sat in front of me and sobbed.
Oh.
Cried. They said, "That's our father. That's the vacation we took in 1976. That was a vacation. This happened in 1982, and they're going, "How do you know this?" I said, "Your father showed me."
Right.
And I said, "This is what your father looks like." I drew a picture. And they go, "Oh my gosh, how did you know what he looked like?" Because I was him. That's what I seen.
Right.
And I told them things that only their father would know, their nicknames and so forth, which I had no clue.
Right.
So
you don't consider yourself a medium then?
The things I do, I don't. A medium and psychic is such a broad term. I know that I'm a spiritual healer because I can see if somebody's got an attachment, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
And I can get rid of the attachment. But there are times when I'll go to places and everywhere I go, I get the same thing over the EVPs, is that I'm here to help them. And, I don't know what I kind of put it in because it's so much different. There's so many different experiences in the way they come across. I guess there's not a label that I really could put on it because it's so, I never know what's going to happen.
Right.
I can feel things when I come into a place. I can see different things, but then it goes from, up onto a molehill or onto a mountain. I mean, it just,
you don't have
just let it go. I mean,
Yeah, you don't have to be a psychic to be a medium. You can be a medium without being a
Right.
psychic.
And I hid it for years until we were doing a Paracon, and Chris and I had just got done giving a lecture, and we had so many people showed up that we had the hallway filled with people because we couldn't get any more into the room. So when we were done, we told everybody, we'll come back down to our booth. We'll be more than happy to discuss with everybody, show you the stuff that we've caught over the years, so on and so forth. So, I mean, it's just a mob of people that's going back. And this lady comes up to me and she goes, "You can help me." And I looked at her. I knew what she was talking about, but I don't let this be known. I don't put it out there as part of my bio. I mean, when this happens, people come and find me.
Yes.
And she came to me and she said, "You can help me." And I looked at her and I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You are the only one that can help me, and I know you can." And I'd never had done this before. I knew I could do it. I just didn't. And it was the moment that I needed to start embracing it and start doing it. So she came back to our booth and her friend was with her. And she told me the story that she had just lost everything. Her husband, her house, her job. She had just lost everything. I could see the attachment. And I told her, "This is what I do. If you allow me to do it, I can get rid of what is the monkey on your back, so to speak." She allowed me to do it. When I was done, and when I do this to people, you can actually see the change in the person.
Yep.
The light shines through, the happiness starts to come through, and it just grows and grows and grows day after day after I do this. And it was about a month later, and 90% of the people that I've done this for keep in touch. And this lady got a hold of me. She had found the love of her life. She had gotten the dream job. She had moved to a state that she'd always wanted to live in, but never thought she'd be able to afford and be there. It's so surreal because I ended up doing 8 people that day because they just kept coming. And the one lady that I had cleared, the first lady, her friend was standing there just sobbing. She goes, "Oh my gosh, everything you did is exactly, how did you know?" And I said, I can't take credit for it. It's something that I've been blessed with. And, if anybody knows me, I'm a man of God and of faith, and what's been given to me has been given to me by Him.
Right.
I just do what's been given to me. I give all the glory to Him. It's not something that I went to school for and took a test.
Right.
And the one of the other ones that happened that day was we were sitting there and I seen the lady that I had just cleared her friend. She had her son with her. And I looked at the son and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And this poor kid was being tormented. His life was absolutely nowhere. And I looked at the mom and I said, "Can I help your son?" And she started sobbing. She goes, "Well, I didn't want to ask." I said, "Yeah, bring him over." So I ended up, and the kid, I mean, there was just nothing but darkness around him, sadness. The kid didn't care about anything. He was an absolute recluse. And it just started about 8 months ago. And he wasn't this outgoing kid anymore. He just didn't want to do anything. He wanted to sit in his room all the time. He wouldn't interact. So I ended up, at first the kid wouldn't even look at me. And I reassured him, and I told him that what I'm about to do, I said, I hate to say guarantee, but I guarantee it'll make a difference. I said, everybody wants you back, and I know that you want yourself back. So I ended up going through it, and I couldn't believe, I didn't realize there was like 150 people gathered around our booth, because I was doing this towards the back of the booth. I wasn't up front making it a big spectacle.
Right.
And so it took me close to 30 minutes to clear him, but it was just, when I was done, it was this collective gasp, because the kid had completely changed. He was smiling. I mean, this is cliche, but he was glowing. I mean, the light around him was incredible. The energy that was coming off of him. And he just sat in front of me. And when he opened his eyes and he looked at me, tears just started streaming. And the smile on his face, I literally went from ear to ear.
Wow.
And his mother comes over and she grabs me, and she's just sobbing, and she's hugging me and thanking me. And I looked at the young man and I said, "You're back to who you are." And I said, every single day from now on is going to get nothing but better for you, your family. I said, I guarantee it. Please keep in touch and let me know. The kid went on, it was his senior year. He went on to become valedictorian.
Very cool.
Graduated that year. He ended up going to the college that he wanted to. He got scholarships, full ride to where he was going, and never looked back. I mean, the kid excelled at everything. So
it's always nice when you get a success story. So have you stayed in touch with him?
yes. Yep. He actually owned his own company now, and is extremely successful. And I get pictures. I got one about a year and a half ago, and that smile is still there. I mean, it just radiates. And it made me just feel incredible to see that smile that I seen that day, that I had never seen before, but other people had. And we're so glad to have him back. That, no amount of money in the world could take the place of that smile and the happiness that kid ended up getting, and the fulfilled life that he should have.
Right.
So anyway, that wasn't the Reader's Digest version, but yeah, that's it.
So what got you into the paranormal?
What got me into the paranormal? It started when I was 4.
Me too.
Wow, this has turned into Mary Lynn interviewing me.
See how I did
that was a smooth transition. That was great. It started when I was 4. I lived in Raleigh, Iowa, which is just about 20 miles from here, where I live now. Most of my dad's side of the family lived there, and actually my uncle was the mayor in that town for over 50 years, and they named the city park after him. And we lived in a house in Raleigh, and my sister and I had the upstairs bedrooms, my mom and dad had the downstairs bedroom. I had the biggest bedroom upstairs, and I had a closet that had 3 steps going into the wall. I hated that thing because why would you put steps going into the wall? My dad never opened up the wall. I'm kind of glad that he never did, because even to this day, I probably didn't want to know what was behind there. But it started shortly after I turned 4. I had 2 entities or figures that showed up in my room. They were like, how I want to put this, liquid smoke.
Okay.
And if somebody has heard my story before or seen the pictures that I drew of them, I could see just this outline and just 2 holes where their eyes should be. I could hear them talking to me in my head. And to this day, to let you know, I am 58 years old now, and I've never uttered what they told me when I was 4. It is the most heinous, disgusting, awful things that no 4-year-old, let alone an adult, should have ever heard. The only thing that I've ever told anybody that they wanted me to kill my little sister.
Wow.
This went on for 4 years. They would show up every single night at the same time. And the more I would ignore them, the more violent they became.
So they were getting mad because you were ignoring them.
Yes. I would. My room was probably 10 foot by 10 foot. And it came down to one night they were getting extremely, they wanted me to get off the bed all the time, and I refused. I would never get up. So my bed sat in a corner. So I was sitting up in the corner with my back to them, ignoring them. Well, that day I had gone shopping with my mom, and I had got, I believe, 6 or 7 new Hot Wheels. And to this day, I'm a little OCD. I had them across the room on my dresser, which is 10 foot away, and I had them all lined up on the top of the dresser. All of a sudden, those Hot Wheels started shooting off the top of the dresser towards me. And just before the bed, they hit like an invisible wall and fell to the floor.
Wow.
That's when I noticed 2 other figures standing at, hey, Bob, thanks for joining us. There was 2 other figures standing at the foot of my bed. And I could see just the outline of them. It was a gentleman. I could see that he was wearing like a bowler. You could tell he was very dapper. The female that was with him was wearing a dress for the bustle. I could see that, and she had a bun in her hair. And I could hear them in my head, and they said, "Don't worry, we're here to protect you."
Wow.
So this good against evil went on for 4 years. And I simply called the ones that first appeared the bad ones, and the ones that protected me the good ones.
Right.
So when I was 8 years old, we moved from Iowa to Oregon, and it all stopped. Till probably 2019, the year I retired from law enforcement. It was right around then or a little before. I was in my bedroom and I was reading, and all of a sudden my room fills up with this beautiful yellowish golden light. And it's one of those moments where, you're reading your book, and I'm sitting there and I can see all this light coming, and I'm like looking over the top of my book, and at the foot of my bed were the good ones. And I could see them as plain as I'm looking at you right now. He had a pinstripe suit on. He had a cane. He had a handlebar mustache. He had a bowler. She had a beautiful royal blue dress on with a bustle. Her hair up in a bun. She was absolutely beautiful. And it seemed like an eternity. We just sat there and looked at each other.
That's cool.
And all of a sudden, each one of them, the man reached down and grabbed my right leg, and she reached down and touched my left leg. And they spoke to me, and they said, "Don't worry, Rex, we will always be there for you." And you're talking 50 some odd years later, they show up and spoke to me, and I'd never felt such calmness and love. And
you realize they were your guides, don't you?
Yeah. And they just simply slipped back into the light, and they were gone. And there's the Reader's Digest version, the quick version of what. And ever since that started when I was 4, I mean, it just grew from there. Everything that I could find on the paranormal or read or anything, I picked it up and did it. And I've just been in it ever since.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually getting the tree done.
You're actually what?
I am getting the tree done.
So this one's turning out totally different. So I don't know if you can see it. It's going to move a lot.
Oh yeah.
So it's got a lot of gold in it.
Do you get the gold flakes and the silver flakes to throw in with your paint once in a while?
I've done the metal or the glitter that's already mixed in with my gold, so that's why I get the shimmering on it sometimes. And then, but I found that a lot of times if you do too big of flakes, it just floats to the bottom and just gives specks on your paint.
Exactly.
But I have done a few where I let them dry and then I use glue and I put crystals onto it to make different patterns. And then sometimes on these paintings, if I see a shape, I'll wait till it dries and then I'll go back with gold or something to highlight it to actually make the shape stand out even more.
Oh, that's fantastic. I did a picture one time, and I ended up taking old watch parts and making it like steampunk.
That would be cool.
Putting the watch parts on it.
So what I'll do here is after I'll take pictures of all of these and then post them, so that way you can see what's been done. Because right now, if I tilt it up, it'll start running off.
Dustin, is it Ferrier? I hope I said that right. Says, "Hi, sis." So
I don't know who that would be.
I don't know if it's Vicky's or I don't know, but he says, "Hi, sis."
Okay.
Hi, Bob. I'm sorry. I seen that earlier. Meant to tell you hi sooner.
So does anybody have any questions or anything that maybe we can answer for them?
That would be great. If there's anything on the paranormal or anything that we've done, over the years. I mean, I've been doing this quite a while, and Mary Lynn, I know some of the stories and stuff that she's told me, and they're great. But if there's any questions you want to ask us, please, like I said earlier, if I don't have an answer, I'll make one up for you. Let's see. Vicky says, "What does Mary Lynn think about when she's painting?"
A lot of times I try to just clear my mind and just let it go. So this is kind of my time for meditating too. If I've had a rough day or something. So for me, it's just, I don't want to think about anything. So all I'm doing is concentrating on the colors. But if I'm doing an intuitive paint pour for somebody, I'm actually concentrating on that person. Sometimes I'll have had a conversation with somebody like Kim. We talk just about every day. And then I'll go do a pour, and it's like something comes out, and it's like, okay, because I had been talking to her, my connection is still with her. It would be something in the paint that was related to our conversation. So that usually was pretty cool. But yeah, for me, it's just it's a meditative thing for me.
Yeah, I guess that'd have to be the same for me. I mean, because me sitting there doing, an entire picture of dots, when I get done, there's, 300,000 dots into a picture. It's actually calming for me. It doesn't really, people go, oh my God, I wouldn't have the patience to do that. But it's a very calming for me to do it that way, or the way I'm doing it now as well.
Well, that's like some people, they do crochet. For me, I used to, whenever I was younger, whenever I wanted to be an author, I wrote my books, and I still want to do more, but it just seems like it comes in waves on what I'm doing. But it's just in the moment what works, and what kind of clears your mind. For me, I love doing the drawings and stuff like that. I haven't done it like you do. Did somebody comment?
Yeah, my buddy Brent Dawson. I went to school with him, and he talked about an amazing artist. And I've said this before. He inspired me and made me a better artist. He wrote in there, Rex, the stipple master. What else we got here? Vicky. I presume you meant Rex. You said Rick. How many times when you do an investigation do you decide to go home and draw a picture? Actually, a lot. There'll be times that I knew what you meant, Vicky. I just wanted to give you a hard time. I actually will do it there as well. One of my books down the line, I'm going to do a whole series. One of them will be of what I've experienced in the paranormal, what has happened, and I will do an entire book of paranormal drawings and supernatural drawings, I guess, of what I've experienced and seen over the years of doing this. So to answer your question, yes, I do.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do, is be able to go to a location, but be able to set up and do paint pour just to see what I get there. So I think you probably saw me at the Hagen Mill. That's where that was the first time I've ever done paint pouring in public. So that was an experience for me. But I actually did one for Brandon, and you can see there's like lots of spirits and stuff that came through, and that one turned out really cool. So,
yes, it did. That was really cool.
And so that's what I want to do, is do the paint pourings at location to see what will come through. Do one before and then do one after.
I've actually tried to incorporate it more when I go out and do investigations. I think it brings more out with the spirits being there, to see that I'm sitting there and I'm putting what I see to paper. I think it heightens the whole experience of doing an investigation. And
Right.
I've just recently started. I'm trying to expand what I'm doing and trying to incorporate more into the paranormal, to see, because there is a correlation between the two.
Right.
And us being artists, our imagination is off the charts to begin with. And when I start like I tell you, unexplainable art. There's a lot of times I don't have rhyme or reason what I do. It just comes to me, and it's something that I want to create. And it seems the more and more that I just let that part of it come, the more creative and more it shows in my work, and the more detail I get out of it too.
So when you go to South Dakota, when we do the Secret Mountain, the Spirits of Deadwood, are you going to try to bring your stuff so you can draw?
Oh yes, I've already been. That was one thing that Kimberly already said. Please bring your drawing stuff with you.
Yes.
And I told her I didn't get it sent off. Okay, everybody, I have my favorite car in the world is a 2007 Honda Element. It is kiwi green. I will turn the camera around and show you. I love it, and everybody calls it the rolling booger.
Oh no.
But I love my car, and I will be bringing that to Deadwood. So I will be able to bring my equipment. Hopefully I'll have both of my books with me when I come. And I will be bringing the stuff that I usually travel with when I draw. So yes, I will when I'm there. I mean, we got 3 amazing places that we're going to be at. So
Yes.
I'm pretty psyched about not only getting to do the investigations, but trying to bring part of it, I guess, to life.
Right.
By doing that. So, and I want to collaborate and see what we can come up with.
Oh, absolutely. That would be fun.
So everybody get ready. I'm going to show you the rolling booger. Can you see it? There it is.
Oh, I see it.
There's the car.
That's not too bad.
All Out Paranormal on the back. I absolutely love my car.
Yeah.
So me and the rolling booger will be rolling into the Dakotas together. So
Yeah, I'll be driving in from Texas. So.
I missed a few here. Let's see. Rex, have you ever tried automatic writing during the investigation? I'm not yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to delve into that yet. I mean, because so many different things happen when I go to places. I'm not scared. I'm a bit apprehensive to see what'll happen because I don't know how deep I will go. If I start doing it.
How about if you try it when you go to Deadwood? I'll be there with you to help pull you out.
Okay, because that's the only thing. My wife and I have discussed that too. She's very sensitive, and she says things and helps me take care of things when I'm at an investigation without her. And I know I went to an investigation by myself, and she told me definitely don't do that. So, right. Yes, with you being there, I will definitely try.
Okay. Because I do mentor people and I help people on the spiritual side and just learn how to do things as well. So
let's see. Vicky says, apprehensiveness is to see what will happen. You should do. It keeps more comments keep coming. You should do it. Is close your eyes and start drawing a picture and see if it actually write in words. You probably should just close your eyes and start drawing a picture and then see if you have any words. Same thing again.
That comes
with someone you trust.
Yeah.
Oh, she was using voice Google.
Ah.
And it picked up part of my words. Yeah, I've got a voice that carries, that's for sure. I got a voice. I got a face for radio.
You do.
We're like 7 minutes away from 2 hours, but you know what?
Are you serious? Wow.
Yep.
That time.
I don't care. I'm gonna finish.
Does Brendan have the flyer for Sacred Mountain that he can pop up really quick?
I sent it to him, but he's gone.
Well, I have access to the podcast if you want me to jump in and put it on.
Yeah, because I don't have it. This is my new computer, and I really don't want to.
I'm on Shaman
download
Sundays.
Nah.
Let's see.
Oh, let's see. Rex will be the next Cindy Kazaa. Oh, they want to know. They want to see if they can get close-up shots of your pictures.
Let me see how I can do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss something, Margie? She said Mary Lynn, could you please check out the question I sent earlier? Let me scroll back and see what we missed here. Oh, here it is. It says, Mary Lynn, I woke up during all hours of the night, usually between 2:45 and 3:45 a.m. And right, the next morning when I woke up to read what I have written, it almost is unbelievable. I don't know where all this information comes from. Do you wake up and paint?
No, I've not done that. Am I echoing?
Just a little bit. I read your question, Margie. Is that the one? I hope it was. If not, I can go back farther.
So I'm looking for the flyer.
Yeah, I don't think Brandon. No, it's not in any of my stuff.
So this is the prior one that doesn't have you on there yet, but this is basically what it is.
Yeah, because Kimberly sent me the new one that you got done. And I sent it to Brandon. Okay, good. That was the question Margie asked if you woke up and painted.
And I haven't even tried automatic writing.
I've thought about it a lot. I just have never done it.
Right. So let me see if I can figure out how to get you to see the pictures that I've already done.
Let's see here. Oh man, I got all kinds of stuff on my phone here.
Let's see if I can find my phone. Let's see if I can get in on my phone and then show you the pictures that way.
I'll try to. I got the picture of the new poster here. I will. Okay. I'll see. I'll just hold it up to the camera. Hopefully, can everybody see that? Or here, I'll go over here. Maybe this will.
So, just kind of talking about it. This is the Spirits of Deadwood Sacred Mountain. They help with. They are a nonprofit. And they work with veterans, first responders, and their families for people who have PTSD, anxiety, and just addictions and stuff like that. So they help them through the process. It's a week long, free to the person when they have to fill out an application, and they come out there for the retreat. It is a 7-day retreat, and it's about a $2,500 cost for each person that goes. So they do this, I believe, every quarter or something. But they get a group of people out there and they work with them, just many different things. Kim Horn, who's with Horn Paranormal, actually is helping with this event. Brandon is helping with the event, and Brandon is part of Sacred Mountain, and he helps with counseling out there. They're not.
I was actually going to be there. I was supposed to leave the 13th, but unforeseen circumstances, I didn't get to go. I feel bad. I hope I can get in there next year. But I hope that, a veteran or somebody got to take my place and got to go.
Right. So what we're doing is this event, we're coming out. We've got everybody that's on the poster. Katie Stafford. We've actually got Josh Purvis just signed up. So with Searchers, he's going to come out and he's going to film for us. We've got Katie. Miranda Young is the ghost biker. She's coming in. Jeremy Leonard. And then we also have Brandy Marie, who's coming in as well. And then I'll be there doing gallery readings. And then we're doing the investigation of the 3 haunted locations. So that is the Bullock Hotel. We're doing the brothel and can't even think of the name, the Fairmont.
Yes, the Fairmont. Yeah.
So we've got all 3 of those, and it's going to be, they've got VIP packages, and we've got, the rooms are actually booked out to the public. They can't sign, they can't book the rooms that whole week. So we've got the Bullock Hotel is nothing but for this event. So we do have those packages available using the QR code. We'll post that. You can get those on Facebook. Sacred Mountain Retreat is sacredmtnretreat.org is where you can also, if you want to do any donations. We are currently looking for sponsors. So the flyer that we have, the poster, also that link, that the QR code would go to the event to get tickets. Or you can also click and become a sponsor. So there's a different sponsorship levels from, $5. It helps. Whatever you can donate. It's just going to go for a really good cause. And this is something that I got involved in on it because I want to be able to help. I've done military contracts. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go into the military. I wanted to, but I started my family early. So that's what kind of kept me out of the military. But it's something that, it's dear to me. And I know a lot of people are going to benefit and have benefited from this program.
Oh, absolutely.
And unfortunately, I cannot get my phone to connect, so I can't get pictures yet. So I am on Facebook, Mary Lynn Bast. You can come follow me, and then I'll have all the pictures posted there too. And then I'll post them on Rex. I'll send them to you as well.
Okay, fantastic. And when you come to Deadwood, you get to see the 8th wonder of the world. That's me. Because ask Brandon, I've never seen an expression on somebody's face when I stood up and watched his eyes just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and he kept saying, "I didn't think you were ever going to stop standing up."
Oh, funny.
I am just so excited about this. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. The VIP package that they're going to do is it's a free gallery reading with the VIP package. So get to come in, and I'll also be doing individual readings while I'm there as well. And then just hanging out with everybody. I
know, kind of interjecting myself in there. VIP package, if somebody wants a personal drawing by me, I'd be more than happy to do it for them.
Hey, whenever I'm doing my pours, won't you come do it with me? There's going to be
absolutely love to.
Pretty cool.
This fly and I are going to get into a judo match here in a minute. God, he keeps flying behind my glasses into my eye.
All right, so one more. I'll do one more colors.
Okay, everybody. Good night, Margie. Got to go. Terrific show. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, and the beautiful words that you wrote. That was absolutely amazing. Rex, I love how you rotate the picture as you draw. That's one of my little things. Hi, sweetie. Yes, I constantly turn my pictures when I draw.
That's why you have the.
And I will get it done. I'm getting there. I promise. I've almost got the tree filled in with the purple.
I think I'm just going to choose magenta, ultramarine blue, light
yeah.
magenta, and then aqua green. And I think I'm going to do a little silver on this one.
All right, everybody. I got the tree filled in. So that part is done.
It's almost like the tree of life.
Yes, that happens a lot. I've drawn a lot of tree of lives, and most of them are for my wife.
Right.
All righty, now I'm going to do the gold. Accenting the moon with the gold here. I gotta be careful not to stick my arm in it because it's a gold gel pen.
Oh.
I'll end up smearing it everywhere, and then you'll see a 6'7", 300-pound man cry. And I'm an ugly crier.
Do you have
There
a
we
cat
go.
with you?
What?
Do you have a cat with you?
He's in the house.
Oh,
He'd like
okay.
to be out here, but he's
Okay,
I
I
let
thought
him
I heard him meow.
yeah, he comes up to the window. He's mad at me because usually he shows up somewhere during the show, but he's not coming outside because the little turd will run away. And I am not chasing him. It's not happening.
So this is where I just kind of dumped some paint together and just blew it.
Oh, dead air.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking.
Right now, I'm just kind of, I don't know what the planets, basically look like. I'm just going to put them in here. I'm doing my pointillism or stippling. I guess this would be Jupiter.
So have you drawn a galaxy scene before?
Yeah, I actually have. I did it on a black canvas.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's the only one I ever did, and I sold it. It was very simple but effective.
Right.
It really stood out with being on the black canvas, and it was fun. I went through a stint at one time where I drew astronauts. I have no idea why. I just did. It was just kind of weird, and every single the astronaut I did, I had a smiley face somewhere on his spacesuit.
That's funny. That's what I was going to ask you, if you hide things in your pictures.
I actually hide my
Looking for a little boy about 3 years old, green rhino short.
Oh, no.
He's missing from 3rd Avenue.
I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you.
Yep. I got a 3-year-old boy missing. Yeah, they got a 3-year-old boy missing from 3rd Avenue. So that's second. So green shorts. That's all she said. There's been next door, but that's her kid. That's not the one they're looking for. Sending prayers. Thank you, Vicki. Yes, it did look amazing on the black. It really did. So I'm going to add a little bit here. I got to get some more color. Let's do this.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but in this one, it looks like a baby bird in the center of it.
All I can see is your name.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Yes.
so were you not able to see me painting the whole time?
No, I could see you.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's do.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in any of these paintings, just reach out and be happy to talk with you.
Same with this one. Be more than happy. I unplugged my internet. Okay, I'm back.
Definitely need to do this again. This was fun.
Absolutely. This has been a blast.
And time flew.
Oh, it did. Lots of fun, though. Lots of fun.
I ended
Love
up
the
doing
interaction.
7 paintings.
You win.
It wasn't a race. See, the good thing about yours is once you're done, you're done. I still have to clean up.
Yeah. I mean, mine will be much easier to take care of. Although I brought a computer, 2 cameras, a fan, all this stuff is out.
Right? Well, for me, what I do is I have an old TV box that I sturdied up the sides on it and taped it, and then I put a bottom to where it's a little bit more sturdy, and then I just use a plastic tablecloth from the dollar store to catch everything, and then I'll let that dry and get rid of it. And some people actually take the paint that lands on the plastic and then make jewelry stuff out of it, and it turns out pretty cool sometimes.
Oh, makes sense, especially with as expensive as art supplies and stuff are. Yellow.
Yeah, I had one person post on my page one time on one of my pictures and told me that paint pouring is not art.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're wrong.
Yeah. Because you have to know how to do your consistencies and the color schemes, and we're all sick
Exactly.
of a kindergartner is trying to paint.
You know, I've been accused that I trace my pictures. I steal everybody else's ideas.
But you know, there's no idea that's really unique. People do things and it just kind of gives you ideas, but you do it with your own flair.
Exactly.
You turn it into your own. That's like the wolf table that you saw. I actually saw somebody else that had done that, but they had trees and mountains and stuff in the background, and I just turned mine in to make it look like it was standing on a cliff.
Exactly.
See, that's inspiration.
Are you telling me no, hun? Or are you getting after our rotten cats? Well,
Does she tell you a lot?
I do. I'm not stupid. I just say yes, dear.
You've been married a while, right?
A while. And I absolutely adore her.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll hit 20 years in September.
We hit 3 years.
3?
Yep. Just in June.
Oh, okay. Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you. We got married on my birthday.
Oh.
So I'll never forget our anniversary.
Right. So you're a Cancer?
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, so you're before. Okay.
Yep. Vicky says that's such crap. Just jealousy because yours gets noticed and they can't do it.
Yep.
I've been at shows where I was actually, because when I do a show, I actually draw when I'm there.
Nice.
And I create while I'm there. And I had a group of people come up. It was one woman and 4 gentlemen. And they were, very upper class, country club type people. And I was sitting there behind them and I'm drawing. I'm like in a studio chair and I'm drawing and they're looking at all my artwork. And they start going, oh, look, there's no imagination to this whatsoever. Look at this. Anybody could do this. It's just, there's nothing to it. There's no imagination. They just went on for like 20, 25 minutes. And the lady that was putting on the show, I could see her start getting upset. And I just kind of went like this because the people still had their back to me. And so when they got done, turning their nose up and saying this, that, and the other. And I said, wow, really? I really like that guy's stuff. I said, I think he's not too bad. And they go, what do you know? And I said, I'm the guy that drew all those pictures. And I've been sitting back here drawing the whole time. I said, so you said you could do a better job than me. I said, that's great. Is there something that you can actually show me that would improve what I do? So I grabbed a sketchbook and a pen and handed it to him. I don't need to prove myself to you. I said, well, that just tells me that you can't do it.
Right.
And they just kind of went, and walked off. And I just laughed because it was so funny. I'm sitting right behind them. And they just go on and on and on. And that was just funny. I did say, here's a pin. That's what I did. And they just kind of looked at me like, oh, crap.
Well, and that's usually the ones who criticize or they're jealous or they can't do it. It's something that they would like to be able to do. So instead of praising, they criticize.
Yeah. And it's funny. I can take constructive criticism. I've heard a lot of it. And it's just, it doesn't bother me a bit.
And I kind of learned that whenever I did my first book. I had sold about 10,000 copies and all kinds of reviews, and all of them were good. They loved it. And then all of a sudden, this one person came in, gave me a 1 star and was saying just how horrible my writing was. And at first I was like, I'm done. I'm not writing anymore. And then I started thinking, is like, you know what? Out of 10,000 books, if one person, just that one person doesn't like it, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also looked at one time I was reading a book and I loved this author. I probably read 20 of her books and then I got one and it was like, what happened? And the book was it was not keeping my attention and it was just not good. So I put it down and I actually went back a couple years later and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this again. I read it. And it was one of the best ones she had written. And I realized it was at the time for me. I was going through some stuff. And it was my perception of just what was going on around me affected my mood of when I was reading. So that's the way I look at it. When someone's criticizing or someone's doing something, it's like, what's going on with them? It's
exactly.
You have to take a step back. It may not be something that in the moment, something could have happened on their way to where they were going. So that's kind of a lesson that I learned.
And I don't take it to heart. I mean, you're always going to have the negative and positive, and it really doesn't bother me. Most of the time, it's just comical.
Yeah.
And
well, you have to have the negative to have the positive. That's kind of like you can't have the dark without the light.
The light, exactly.
You have to have that.
It isn't one of my best pieces of work, but I'm almost done.
Well, you can always go back if you need to and tweak and do whatever.
I probably will, because there's more stuff that I want to do to it.
Yeah. So do you ever go back to any of the ones that you did like years ago and do touch up on those, or do you just move on?
I move on. I do get to a point where if I'm doing a picture and I'll get to a point going, I'm going to do this. And when I do that, I know I should stop because I'll end up ruining the picture. So now I've taught myself not to do that, and I'll set the picture aside for maybe 3 months, 6 months, and then I'll come back, and then it'll hit me going, hey, this is what I need to do to it,
Right.
And I'll go from there. Because there are a lot of times I've just done a picture and went, yep, I'm tearing that one up because I'm not showing anybody that.
That was going to be my next question. Have you had one that you just look at it and just wadded it up?
Oh, yes. I tear it up. And my wife goes, oh, why are you doing that? Because it's not me. It's not up to what I can do, and I don't want anybody to see it.
So I've probably done 300 or 400 maybe paint pours since I've started. And I think I actually scraped, because I did the pour and it's like I just did not like it. So I scraped all the paint off and started over again.
I've done that.
Yeah, I've only done it twice. And then my husband would tell me all the time, he's like, well, quit messing with it. I was like, sometimes you have to mess with it to make it right.
Yes.
All right, so here I have my palette underneath for where I had my spin. So what I usually do, because I have a lot of paint on there, I'll take the last canvas and just plop it on there and soak up some of the last paint. And sometimes you can get some really cool stuff on it.
Oh, I bet. That's an excellent idea. Learn something new every day.
Wow. That's what it
Because
did.
oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
That turned out pretty.
Let's throw a little bit more in here.
So that's making me want to do a little bit more.
There's what I ended up with.
Oh, nice.
I'll do more to it because I want to do more in the background and make it stand out even more and put more color in it. But that's,
Here's another one.
oh, that's cool. I like that. Thank you, Vicki. I'm so glad that you liked it. If anybody, if you go to my Facebook page and you see anything you like, or just contact me if there's something that you want me to do for you, be more than happy to commission a picture and do it for you. Most of my stuff that I do is 9x12. I can do bigger. I can do smaller.
I got to show off the one you did for me. Hold on.
Oh.
Make sure I don't have paint in my hands.
While she's running to get that, I think I got a couple of my pictures up here that I can bring up and show you. How about this one? That will be in the book. And actually, Brandon Cooper inspired me to do that. That will be in the book. Oh, and there's the picture I did for Mary Lynn. She wanted a dragon and a wolf.
Yep, absolutely love it.
And here's the wolf picture I did that will be in the book. And I'll show one more here of some of my other work doing with skulls, and that one will be in the book as well. So, while we're finishing up here, thank you so much for doing this with me. It was an absolute blast.
Thank you for thinking of it and inviting me.
Absolutely. We will do this again.
Yes,
This was fun. And we will be doing this at Deadwood too.
absolutely.
I'll bring more art supplies than I'll need, but I'm one of those going, if I don't bring that, I'm going to want it. And then I'll have to run out and buy the damn thing. So
So here's another one. So I had a pretty good leftover paint.
yes, you did.
These turned out pretty.
They really did. I'm going to put the rest of these away right quick. And I'll end my show like I always do. I don't want it to end. This has just been way too much fun.
Yeah, like the time went by fast.
Oh man, did it ever. And I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my supper with my wife because it kind of got interrupted.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, you probably know why.
Oh, yeah.
So we go bar hopping, but we just go to the bar and grills just for their food.
Right.
And so we went to a new one today, and oh my God, we had their pizza, and it was a bacon cheeseburger pizza.
Oh,
And this thing come out, and I swear to God, it had to weigh 4 pounds.
geez.
I ate half a piece. Those are really cool.
That turned
I
out.
never thought. I've always thought, what am I going to do with all this extra paint? Now I know.
Yeah, this is the best way to do it. Sometimes it gets not that pretty, but what I do is I'll just paint over it because it just gives it
Yeah.
a base.
I didn't put this back.
Cool.
Put it in this one. So everybody, thank you again for joining. Thank you, Mary Lynn. This has been amazing. Thank you and Horn Paranormal for letting me be a part of the upcoming event and
Absolutely.
the Spirits of Deadwood. I'm so looking forward to that. As always, thank everybody for watching. This has been fun. We will do it again. Please like and share. Please check out all of Mary Lynn's artwork on your website, which is
Artbymarylynn.com.
mine right now. I hope to have a website up. But now just go to All Out or not All Out Paranormal. You can go check that out too. Unexplainable Art. And if you see anything, let me know. If you want me to do a picture for you, please let me know. Be more than happy to. And keep an eye out for all of Mary Lynn's books. I'll be hitting 10 someday.
So mine are paranormal fantasies, adult theme, and some are just regular fantasies.
Where can you get your books at? On your website or?
I'm on Amazon, and it's my name, Mary Lynn Bast.
Mine as well is on Amazon. Unexplainable Art in black and white. My new one hopefully will be out on Amazon by the end of the month. And you can get them off of Amazon. 6 whole books on Amazon. So I'm getting right up there. If you want a book and it personalized, the email is on All Out Paranormal, and my Unexplainable Art is just readymix65@gmail.com. It's $15, and that covers the shipping and handling, and I will personalize it to and get it out to you ASAP. With that being said, as always in my show, peace, everybody. And remember, a smile and a hug go a long ways, and it doesn't cost a thing. And you'll be amazed how it'll change somebody's life doing something so simple. So remember, always be safe. And I love you. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.